When you get into the business of reviewing video games, every once in a while a game comes along that you just can't place in terms of genre, and today that just happens to be a strange little title called Gorsd, a game where you play as an octopus boy born from a womb eye who must compete in arena-based battles against multiple opponents to uncover the truth of Gorsd. Makes sense? Didn't think so. My name's Gotcake, and welcome to Star or Shovelware. So Gorsd begins with your birth. Tearing your way out of an eyeball, you find yourself amidst a dense jungle. After a little exploring, you find some strange symbols, and a creepy looking head floats by, pausing to utter some words in a strange tongue to you. Following this, you light some floor symbols and some barriers are lowered, and you're led to the game's first few tutorial levels, each initiated by these odd faces. Now, gameplay in Gorsd primarily takes place within arenas where you compete in various game modes. There are 8 different game modes in total, and they generally fall into 2 categories. One's requiring you to paint the arena's floor in your own colour, and one's requiring you to kill your opponents. Now, painting floors is a simple process of moving across the arena tiles, and in a manner similar to Pac-Man, once you begin moving you can't stop until you hit a corner, but you're free to change direction and turn round corners to continue. As you're painting, so are your opponents, and so eliminating them becomes your primary objective. To do this, you're able to fire a single bullet which follows the arena layout until it comes into contact with a corner, at which point it'll bounce off the corner and head back the way it came. This is where you have to be careful though, as you can also be killed by your own bullet, though you're able to catch it by holding R, which also temporarily stops you painting tiles. Now, bullets can also be fired around corners by tapping your right thumbstick in the direction of the corner, and then the bullet will continuously turn around corners in that direction. It's important to note that you can only have one bullet active in the arena at a time, and if you don't go and manually collect your bullet or it doesn't collide with an enemy, it'll eventually disappear and be returned to you. This whole process of firing and controlling your bullets plays a big part in the game, and you're gonna have to master this if you're looking to complete the arenas on anything but easy difficulty. Now, if your bullet collides with an enemy and you're on a paint map, they'll be destroyed and release an explosion that paints tiles around them, and the longer the match has been going on for, the larger the explosion becomes. Enemies can also fire bullets in the same way as you can, and so predicting enemy movements and directing your bullets accordingly in order to get to them before they get to you is key to winning arenas. Whenever you or an enemy dies, you have to wait a short period of time before you can respawn, and this respawn delay increases in length the more times that you die, giving either team an opportunity to capture more of the arena. So once you learn the basics of the game, you end up in a temple-like location containing a number of different doors, and each door leads to a different arena where you play one of the game's modes. Colour-based game modes include Standard Mode, where you have to paint the whole arena in your colour to win, Domination, where each team begins with 100 points, and covering the arena in your colour reduces your point count, with more coverage reducing points faster. The team who reaches 0 points first wins. There's also Time Puzzle, where you're given a set amount of time to fully colour the arena, and the bullets that you fire can also be used to colour tiles. Now, the kill-based game modes include Deathmatch, where each player gets 1 life, and the last team standing earns a point, with 3 points in total required for a win. Hunter, where each team takes it in turn to paint as much of the arena as possible whilst being hunted by the opposite team, and Kill Count mode requires each team to earn a specific number of kills to win. So I began to work my way through the different arenas, and not long after starting I gave the first time puzzle a go, which I failed several times in a row. After which I got a short cutscene where the gods looked upon me with mercy by tearing my squishy octopus body apart and turning me into a worm. It seems that I had been reborn and was now able to select easy mode for arenas, but I wouldn't be able to return to my original form until I was able to satisfy something called the judging idols. Now, easy mode increases the time limit on things like the time puzzles and reduces the intelligence of the enemies in kill modes. Completing arenas lights torches outside them, with red torches indicating normal difficulty wins and purple indicating easy mode wins, and lighting all torches opens the door to the next area, but can also unlock boss arenas. Now, these arenas have multiple phases where you have to colour the arena in your colour, which opens the barriers to the boss's face. Once this happens, you have to fire a bullet into it to move on to the next phase, and when you complete all the phases, the boss is beaten, which opens the door to the next area of the temple containing more advanced arenas. Now, after playing Gorsd for a few hours, I have mixed opinions of the game. On the one hand, I think there's some good ideas going on and gameplay is pretty unique, but I did have issues with some of the game's mechanics. Your bullets, for instance, don't always go where you expect them to, which often results in your death. Enemies react incredibly fast on normal mode, and as I got into the later arenas, which contained barriers that you had to deactivate with bullets, as well as multiple opponents and bullets flying about the place, I found gameplay became too fast paced and it became hard to concentrate on so many things at once, especially in boss arenas with the psychedelic backgrounds which just add to the on-screen chaos. There's not actually any way to slow down gameplay, and often it was just down to sheer luck rather than my own skill that I was able to beat certain arenas. So the eShop listing for the game says that you'll uncover the truth of the Gorsd, but after completing 3 areas I'd seen nothing in terms of storyline and I was still none the wiser. Now I stopped playing at that point to write this review, which has hopefully given you an idea of what to expect in terms of major gameplay mechanics should you choose to buy Gorsd when it releases in a few days. There are over 60 arenas to complete in the single player mode, which the developers have stated offers around 7 hours worth of gameplay, and I completed about 30 of them in about 3 hours. I also took a quick look at the game's multiplayer mode, which allows you to play any of the aforementioned modes, in 21 different arenas with up to 4 players locally. And though I didn't have anyone to play against, having experienced the chaotic nature of single player, I think Gorsd in multiplayer would be a great time with friends. So now we come to rating the game. Now I rate games between 1 and 5 stars and award the shovelware stamp of approval to only the worst eShop titles. This rating is based on my own personal opinion on the quality and quantity of gameplay a title offers, and on whether I feel that it offers value for money to potential buyers. And so for a rating I'd give Gorsd 2 out of 5 stars. Though gameplay is pretty unique and there's plenty on offer with both its single player and multiplayer modes, I felt that gameplay was a little too chaotic, and whether you were playing colour or kill modes above everything else, gameplay primarily focuses on eliminating your opponents, who often react faster than you because unlike you they don't have to concentrate on 10 things at once. Gorsd releases on the 18th of September and you can get it from the UK Switch eShop for £13.49 or from the US eShop for $16.99. Alternatively, the game will also be available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Steam. And that's it for this review of Gorsd. Hit that like button if it helped you out, and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified of future Switch related content, and jump onto the Starseekers Discord server to become part of its growing community. For now though, I just want to thank you all once again for watching, and until next time, game on.